guys, and welcome back to another episode on the Fun with Some podcast. I think we're up to episode 6, I want to say. I'm pretty sure we're up to episode 6. And originally, I could not decide what I wanted to talk about, and I was having like a mind blank, and I was like, what the hell is happening? Usually I always have something I want to talk about, especially because I love to talk about things that I'm currently experiencing and going through. So it was stressing me out a little bit. And then I figured it out. So originally I thought I was going to talk about going after your dreams, which is definitely still something that I do want to talk about, but since then it clicked in my head and I was like, I know what I want to talk about, so might as well tell you. Instead of talking about it, we are going to be talking about acknowledging your growth as a person. I think that's how you word it, like acknowledging the growth that you go through as a person, like in every scenario. I don't know how to word it like properly, but it's just basically acknowledging your growth. I will go more into it and explain it more then. Now, the reason I want to talk about acknowledging growth is because specifically for me, I have been doing, let's just say, a lot of scary things lately. To me, it's scary, and to me, it's this big, huge thing. And I don't think I've properly actually acknowledged how big of a thing that is for me to do, and how the person I was 2 years ago would have never done anything like that. I would have been way too scared. I feel like through life, people grow, like you generally grow through life, and you grow as a person, you grow into different looks if you want to, you grow, I feel like inside you grow a lot, you grow into different things that you like, you experience so many different aspects of growth. While some of these things might be a very noticeable change, like for example, it could be growth in a way of loving your body and deciding to be very open and confident in it and completely changing how you dress to love your body. And it could be some big noticeable thing, but it can also be the little things as well that sometimes you might not notice. And I think it's really important to try and notice these things, because when you're tearing yourself down for something, or when you're stressing over something and you don't remember or acknowledge that growth, it's just like you're bumming yourself out so much and you're beating yourself up when you need to also be looking at, oh my gosh, I did this, I did that. If that makes sense. I don't know how to word it. I feel like we grow a lot through life. We change a lot. We do a lot of things. I think when you're so focused on the negative or the bad side of something that's happened, you forget to look at the positives, and you're only looking at this negative thing that has happened. Or you might have done something and it didn't go the way you planned or the way you wanted. And so all you're thinking about is what went wrong, the fact that it didn't work, whatever other deep feelings that you have about that. Everyone has issues. Everyone has their own problems. Everyone has their own little things. I feel like issues is a bad word, but everyone has, their own little things that they're working on and they're not like perfect with, like just the little things. I'm like trying to figure out how to word this. I think I'm just going to talk about my experience, and then I say this every time. I'm going to talk about my experience and connect it. So I've been doing a lot of very bold, big things lately, because for me personally, I'm wanting to move to the city and I'm wanting to move away. For me personally, I'm not wanting to leave with any opened doors, if that makes sense. I don't want any what ifs in my head. I don't want any, those thoughts coming back. And so I'm trying to close all of the doors, tie up the loose ends is a bit better. I'm trying to do that. While doing that, I've been a bit stressed over some of them that I've been doing. The reason is because of my own feelings, because of stuff that I went through years ago, and it just comes back. I've been so stressed while doing some of these things and so scared. I've been so stressed about embarrassing myself over doing certain things. I've been stressed of embarrassing myself. I've been stressed that I'm embarrassing, I'm stupid, I've been calling myself all these names. I've been stressing, and even when I haven't been calling myself these names and I've been talking to other people about the situation, rather than focusing on the situation itself, while I'm talking about the situation, I've not even noticed someone else had to call me out for it. I have been tearing myself down in the process. So I talk about it. It's usually it's when I'm talking to people about whatever situation it might be, I will tear myself down in the process, or point out all the bad things that I'm not perfect with. Use it as, I don't even know why I do. Maybe I'm using it as an excuse or something. I don't know. I really don't know why I do it. And I didn't even realize I was doing it until recently. On top of that, if the situation, if it doesn't go the way it was planned, I stress out, and this is where the scared and embarrassed thing comes, is I have my own issues, like deep-rooted stuff that I went through, and that stuff comes back. It's this whole like cycle in my head where I overthink it and I stress out and I think I'm stupid, think I'm like embarrassing, all these different things because it didn't go the way it was meant to, or not meant to, but because it didn't go the way I thought it would. It's not because of the answer that it's happening, like it's not that I'm butthurt over whatever answer, it's the fact that it brings up stuff for me and then I'm scared and embarrassed and I'm ashamed and I want to avoid the situation. But I'm feeling all these things, right? I'm tearing myself down. I'm feeling all these different, like, oh my god, that was the worst thing ever, why'd I do that? I'm completely forgetting how much growth it took for me to actually do that. That's the point I've been trying to make, is that I am tearing myself down, completely in panic freak out mode. I haven't even, like, realized any of this stuff. It took multiple other people to sit there and tell me, hey, how about you acknowledge the growth that took for you to do that? I'm so stressed about something, and I'm so stressed about this stuff and all the stuff in my head that I forget to acknowledge that the person I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, would have never done anything like that, which just shows how much I have grown as a person to be able to do something like that. That is so scary, and I'm not going to go into what it is. I know I'm kind of being vague, but I don't want to go into what it is and all that. The amount of growth it took for me to do that, the amount of personal work and growth that it took on myself, the amount of work that it took to get myself to that level and to open myself up like that, I cannot believe that I was so stressed that I didn't even realize how much growth it took for me to do that. And I think even through this whole journey, I've also realized little things as well, which again is growth. I've realized so many different things, like about myself and why I'm doing them, and like I'm picking them up and I'm noticing them, is growth, because I can then from there learn how to manage that and work on that. I think my point and how I'm trying to like give it as advice is that if you have something scary you need to do, if you have something big, like some big thing that you need to do or like that you're going to do, actually it can be in a lot of different scenarios too, now that I'm thinking, but in any scenario that you're in, whatever it might be, whether the outcome is good or bad, do not forget to acknowledge yourself for the growth it took you to do that. Don't forget to sit back and have a look at how much personal growth it took for you to get to that point. It took for you to make that step, to do that, to apply for that job, to go after your dreams. It could even be a small thing, to go for a walk somewhere, or to go get coffee on your own, whatever it might be. Like, don't forget to acknowledge how much growth it took for you to get there. I think I'm still kind of just figuring this out now, which is why this might sound a little bit all over the place, but I just feel like it's really important and it's good for your mental health. I think there's even little steps you can take to do that, which can literally be sitting back for a second, and it's almost like a bird's eye view, like taking a step back and having a look at two versions of yourself, or the version of yourself that you are now versus the version of yourself that you used to be. And it can also be making a list of all the things you've done, all of the big things, or even if it's a small thing, putting that, like if it was a big thing for you to do, putting it on the list, no matter what it is, and going over each one of those things and just having a truly having a moment to yourself to think, would the person I was however long ago have done that? Would the person that I was 2 years ago have sat there and done that? Would I have done that? Sit there and have a look at the personal growth it took to do that. Or even, it doesn't even have to be whether you would or wouldn't have done it. It could literally be your personal growth, as in a year ago you might have been at the first stage of something and now you're at the 10th stage, or whatever stage you might be at. It could be, oh, you wanted to start being more confident in your own skin and your own body. A year ago you might have only been comfortable showing a little bit of your stomach, and then versus now you might be comfortable with your whole body and be fully confident to go wear a bikini to the beach or something. Like, it's not just the physical things either, it's skills, mindset, habits. It could be managing your time better. It could be being more of an active listener. It could be making more time to hang out with people. Whereas it could also be things like going on a solo coffee date, doing something that really scares you. There's so many different aspects in which personal growth can come up. And I think I'm struggling to explain this topic a lot. But the main moral of this episode is that you need to recognize and acknowledge the personal growth you have, because it's just so important. You don't want to sit there going through life tearing yourself down for every little thing while you're not recognizing the good things in that scenario. You don't want to only recognize the bad when there's good too. Because even though something might seem like a bad scenario or like not be the best outcome, there is always a good side to it. There's always a good side. There's always something you can recognize. And it's really important and good to recognize that so that you don't go through life only looking at the negatives and things and going, wow, that sucked because of that sucked because of this. No, that's not perfect. I think that's all I'm gonna say for this episode. It might be a bit short. Sorry if I sound all over the place. I really hope that you understand what I'm trying to say. Let me know what kind of things you want to hear me talk about as well, because I will do those. Thank you so much for listening to episode 6, I think it is. It's going to be really embarrassing if it's not episode 6. Episode 6 of the Fun with Some podcast. Our episodes come out every month on the 1st at 10 a.m. AEST, aka Brisbane time in Australia. And I will see you in a month's time for our next episode. Don't forget we are streaming on YouTube and Spotify. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a little comment below, give us a like. Have a lovely day, and comment down below a step of personal growth that you have recognized within yourself. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Bye.